Almost overnight, sports car racing in North America has grown big league. The reason is the Canadian American Challenge Cup, a series of races for big sports cars that lures the best machines and the best drivers in the world. From Canada to California, from the green hills of Long Island to the gold flat of Las Vegas, a half dozen circuits offer tremendous racing, and to the victors, a mountain of cash. These cars average 1,800 pounds, and they have engines averaging 500 horses. They can breeze on the straight and level at 200 miles an hour. But unlike simple ovals, the Grand Prix circuits of the Can-Am Cup run up and down, and they twist and turn. Lightness, power, and daring are not enough. This kind of competition demands aerodynamic ingenuity and total reliability. Since each race runs about 200 miles and includes about 2,000 turns, the variables of road racing abound. In this game, you can lose with aces back to back. The fast driver can conk out, and the sweetest car in the world can go sour. Into this professional sports car field only recently has come a uniquely American car, the Chaparral Chevrolet. To racing buffs, it has two important innovations: an automatic transmission that of course you don't see, and an animated tail that you do. The wing that rides over the rear doesn't lift. It pushes down, so that the driving rear tires have better traction on the turns. The Chaparral gets its name from the road running bird of the Southwest, where Jim Hall, the car's owner, designer, and builder, comes from. Many call it the finest sports car in America and the trendsetter in the field. Professional racing, win or lose, is a chancy and expensive business. It takes a lot of preparation far away from the glamorous tracks. For Chaparral, it takes place way out on the plains of Texas, 6 miles south of Midland. Jim Hall runs the world's strangest automobile factory. He has a spread of several hundred acres, but there's not a cow on the place nor a plant of cotton. Only cars. Racing cars and the men who make them. This factory consists of only a few small buildings, but they're as clean as clinics and very well equipped. The plant produces only 3 or 4 Chaparrals a year, but each one is made with such loving care and attention to detail, from conformation to performance testing, that few other cars can match them. Most important of the facilities is a 2-mile test track with a good assortment of bends, which can be run at speeds up to 130 miles an hour and straightaways that permit speeds up to 160. A former United States road racing champion himself, Hall is a perfect sports car test pilot. Cells trigger instruments that precisely measure every maneuver, from straightaways to corners. We don't guess, says Hall, we know. We make changes with the car and go right out and try it. Even Mrs. Hall is part of the team. Next to the main straightaway, a skid pad marked with circles helps test and calibrate suspensions at different cornering speeds. Methodically, Hall runs these tests in both directions. After painstaking pre-race preparation, do Chevrolet-powered Chaparrals finally get to the races. While both Hall and his partner Hap Sharp are first-rate drivers, they hire experts, like world-famous Phil Hill, who drove an earlier Chaparral to victory at Germany's Nürburgring. But this newest Chaparral has the biggest and highest spoiler ever seen. The greatest car I ever drove, says Phil Hill. On the curves, you don't feel a thing. It just gets more steady, and on the straightaway, it's fantastic. It suddenly adds about 5 miles an hour. It snaps your head back, and you go. The qualifying times by Hall and Hill set new records and put them into leadoff spots on the starting grid. By the final race of the Can-Am Series, thousands of dollars of prize money is in their reach. But as you know, in Las Vegas, even aces can lose. Not usually, but sometimes. For this kind of racing is filled with mishaps. In spite of problems like these, Hall and Sharp are not disappointed. Development is what they seek in engines, performance, and design. They know they're ahead because they're being copied. As road racing cars in America get lighter and more powerful, it becomes harder and harder to keep them on the road. The Chaparral, the bird, that is, belongs to the Cuckoo family, but not the Chaparral car. Outlandish as it looks, it's got built-in features that make it extra fast and reliable. The leader in sports car racing today, and very likely the champion of this growing sport tomorrow.